Well, welcome to Mr. Schwartz's virtual open house. This is my little slideshow for you guys. Thanks for coming in and watching. Well, this is a little bit about me. This is my 8th year at Holmes. This is my family. My two older kids, both are a District 59 student. They go to Salt Creek, and so I am a District 59 parent, just like you guys. I teach social studies here, and I also coach here. I coach girls basketball here, 6th through 8th grade. And I also coach at Rolling Meadows High School. I coach girls basketball there, and I am a boys varsity baseball assistant coach at Elk Grove High School. So my qualifications to teach my kid, what are they? Well, here are a bunch of schools I went to: Elk Grove High School, Harper College for 2 years, transferred to Elmhurst College. Then I went to Northern Seminary and got a master's in divinity to be a youth pastor for about 4 years. And then I realized how much I liked teaching because I was substitute teaching at Grove and said, this is great. So I went to Concordia University and got a master's in teaching. I've been doing teaching for about 8 years, and now I realize I'm ready for my next journey. I'm getting my Type 75 at North Park University, and I am really excited about that. So topics I'll be covering in class. This is going to be from Columbus to the Civil War, and a lot of what we'll do is current events. And I think, when something big happens in our country, I like to talk about it. Now, I'm obviously careful with what we talk about because of the climate of where we're at. And I don't like to give opinions. I don't like to tell people like my beliefs. I'm more of encouraging students to think for themselves and ask questions themselves. The other topics that we'll talk about: foundations of America, so Revolutionary War. We're going to spend a lot of time on civics, especially with the election coming up. So we'll talk about the Constitution. How does government work? What is the election like? Electoral college, you name it, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about slavery, Civil War, and citizenship. This is the plan right now. And this is kind of where we're at. With virtual learning and in-person learning, it would look very similar. Are there any standards that we will be following? Of course. These are actually the priority standards that ISB. ISB is the Illinois State Board of Education that posted 8/24/2020. So this is relatively recent. These come right from there, and these are the big pieces of what we'll be doing. Understanding civic values, creating essential questions, and you'll realize for your child to be successful in this class, it's about being curious and asking questions. We'll be evaluating sources. We'll be looking at what's a good source, what's not so good. We'll be practicing claim and evidence. So not just saying we have an opinion about something, but we will have an opinion and know why we have that opinion. Or we'll back up a fact with evidence. We also will be talking about economics and personal finance that I'm sure your kids will come home or be home and talk to you about. And we'll be talking about different perspectives. School in a public school has a variety of perspective, different religions, different political beliefs, different races, different cultures, and we respect and honor all of that. And in this class, that's why I love social studies. It's encouraged to have different perspectives. That's what makes our country really great. We're going to talk about geography as well. And so your student will be required to know all the states in the United States because this is where we live, and I think it's important to be able to identify where different places are in our country. How do I know if my kid is doing what they are supposed to be doing? Here are a couple places to check out. We have Google Classroom, communication, feedback, grades. That's what will be there. You have access to this. If you want to be invited, please send me an email with your name and what period your child's in, and then I could just add you to it. Skyward is the other place. Skyward's where the grades are going to be posted. If you see a little star, an asterisk, it means I didn't grade it yet. Sometimes I put the assignment in, but I don't grade it right away. Or maybe your son or daughter didn't get a chance to, weren't in class that day. Maybe they're exempt from an assignment. They would have a star, and it won't hurt their grade. The only time that something will hurt their grade is if they get a 0. A 0 means I graded it. They were supposed to do it, and they didn't turn it in. So right now on Skyward, there's 2 assignments. Ask your son or daughter to show you those. How did they do? Can my child turn in late work? Absolutely, yes. Learning is the most important thing for this class. Showing growth, showing that you're engaged, showing that you're interested in learning. Learning is the most important. So students can always fix their work for a better grade. Students will need to communicate that with me and let me know, hey, Mr. Schwarz, I fixed my assignment. I read your feedback and I fixed it. Can you please change it? So they would have to tell me. A lot of times I don't get notifications unless your son or daughter communicates with me saying that they fixed something. How are grades broken down? 70% of our grade is going to be the classwork that we'll do. Most of what we'll do, probably 99% of what we'll do, is during class. And then there will be testing quizzes that we'll have. What that looks like is not 100% sure quite yet with a virtual learning style, but I do have ideas on how we can assess, and sometimes it will look traditional and sometimes it will look a little different. Can I contact you if I have a question or need to tell you something? Of course you can. Here's my email. This is probably the best way to get a hold of me. Here's my school phone, and I am sitting next to it, but I'm always with my email. So if you need to get a hold of me quicker, send me an email. My office hours, this is a good time for your son or daughter to, if they need extra help or they just need to connect with me about a tech issue or something, have them email me and say, Mr. Schwarz, can I meet with you at these times? Or maybe you need to have a phone conversation with me. This is the best time to get a hold of me. And this slide just says, thank you. Thank you for partnering with us. This is weird times for all of us. We know it's hard. A lot of us teachers also have kids that are doing virtual learning just like you. And so we're in this together. We know that with, dedicated parents and dedicated kids that we will get through this. And I also think in some ways, some of this will be to our advantage. We're going to take away skills that we didn't have before. We're going to be more responsible in some ways. We're going to have to manage our time. We're going to learn a lot of new technology tools that we didn't know we had the ability before. And I know that with social studies, we're going to be able to do just as much as we're going to do virtually that we were able to do in person. So thank you for being here. Thank you for helping. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person one day. And hopefully it's a great rest of the school year. All right, guys, take care. Thank you.